Hey everyone, this is Dr. Dolopo, and we're going to talk about a special event that's going to happen on Zoom this Friday, January 3 at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is open to everyone on the planet, but especially to my patients here at Elements in Harmony Acupuncture and Chinese Herbs. And for those of you who are a natural pregnancy and fertility specialist program, this one is free for you. So to my natural pregnancy and fertility specialists, this one is free. For those of you who are in my Elements in Harmony practice, I'll tell you what the rates are later. We are going to talk about some very important matters that regard anxiety, mental health, keeping you strong, feeling empowered. And these are just a few topics. And why am I doing this on January 3, right after the new year? Well, for several things, because some of us are dealing with some personal shitstorms, to say the least. I'm going to call this the topic of this is going to be living with grace through the storm. Another way to share this little topic is how are you navigating through your personal shitstorm? Because some of you are, some of us are having some personal issues. And going from 2024 into the new year doesn't mean that those issues just magically disappear. For some of us, we carry on that negative energy into the new year. And so by going through this with some people, if you're not in therapy, I recommend you do therapy. But those of you who want some help in just having a support system and hearing some advice from your local acupuncturist, your doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine who's been in practice for 25 years and being able to help a lot of people heal from anxiety, depression, and mental health issues along with whatever else they're doing, with whatever drugs they're taking with their doctors or psychotherapists or doctors of psychotherapy. But if you need some extra support, we're here to support you in Elements in Harmony, Acupuncture, and Chinese Herbs, and especially for my natural pregnancy fertility specialist. These are some of the topics we're going to discuss. So again, this is learning how to live with grace under any kinds of weather you're going through. Or you can just basically call it, how are you navigating through your shitstorm? So I do your own personal stuff that you're going through. You can't put potpourri in a bag of crap and expect it to smell like potpourri. We need to authentically work through some of the stuff. It's hard to work through all of it all at once, but sometimes just being in a group setting, and this is going to be on Zoom, so you can be anywhere on the planet, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time this Friday, January 3. And these are some of the topics we're going to discuss. We're not going to go through all 10, but this is what I would like. This is the intention. We're going to talk about fear, false evidence appearing real. That's very important because when we're talking about anxiety and depression and some other mental health issues, or just, constantly living in the state of it's not going my way, it's nice to hear some perspectives that can help us stay calm, that sense of urgency, how to transmute that feeling of fear and use it productively into your lives. Personally, physically, professionally, we want to discuss that. Relationships. What are your relationships with other people, food, money, and your self-worth? Above all, your self-worth is everything. There's a little statement I created a long time ago. You can borrow it. This is my own personal statement. Today, I will vibrate at a very high level and have a positive impact on every person that I interact with. By doing so, I increase my self-worth and my net worth. So let me break that down for you. I created this for myself many, many years ago. Today, as in right now, this is my little gift for you because this is something that I created decades, at least over a decade ago. So it's 2024, at least before 2014. Today, meaning right now, I am vibrating at a very high level, which means my frequency is going to be as high as it can, no matter what's coming at me. I'm going to vibrate at a very high level and have a positive impact on every person that I interact with. That's on social media. Those are the people that I run to personally, on the phone. If there is a situation where it's an unexpected situation, an unexpected thing that happened that I wish didn't happen, 2024 was very difficult for me personally, and I've had to work through some things. And I would say I've handled it with as much grace as I can. And that's what all the personal growth training I've been doing since age 17 has helped me with. I'm 51, and I've been able to implement, especially what I've been doing professionally in regards to personal growth since 2009, so that I didn't hurt anyone physically, I didn't hurt myself. When you are going through your own personal shitstorm, how do you handle yourself? What is your relationship with yourself? Because you can't dictate what's going on with how you're going to be with other people unless you're solid inside. And if you are solid internally, everything else can be as solid as possible. You know what I mean? Earthquakes just don't happen. Mother Nature has these earthquakes, these tsunamis, these reckless, tornadoes and stuff like that. Mother Nature is not cruel. Mother Nature is fair. So how do we navigate in our lives when Mother Nature starts throwing storms at us? When there's a tsunami thrown at us? When there's a hurricane thrown at us? Are you just wiggling about? Are you just being blown in the wind? Are you able to stay calm? What's your relationship with yourself? How is food, alcohol, drugs, vaping, smoking? Are those things you want to do or because you have to do it? It's one thing if you're doing things because you want to. So I'm not here to judge. You know what's legal, you know what's not. But if you're in a situation where you're drinking yourself to death, or you're eating yourself uncontrollably, you're eating, junk food all the time uncontrollably, if you're eating or you're just, constantly eating sweets, you're self-medicating, or you're not taking your pharmaceutical drugs the way your doctor intended, you're abusing painkillers or whatever it is, you know yourself well enough. How are you handling that? So if you're not solid internally, you're not going to handle whatever vices you have positively in a responsible manner. And how are you with your net worth? How are you with handling your finances? How are you with handling, time, money, relationships, health, and freedom? Those are the things passed on to me from Dr. Tan. How are you handling those things? How is that exemplifying itself in those things? Is it affecting your health? Is it affecting your digestion? Is it affecting your fertility? Is it affecting your breathing? Is it affecting your self-control? Are you yelling at people? Like, be honest with yourself. Are you yelling at the people that you love the most? Are you pushing them away? We're going to talk about living with intention and authenticity, where you can be in the eye of the storm and not be fake. That's an important one. And not be fake and be there for people. And you can only show up for people when you show up for yourself. These are some of the other topics we're going to discuss this Friday. How to navigate in a world of BS, about when other people project their negative energy onto you. So when the people you love the most are angry with themselves, how do you think they're going to treat you? And how do you handle that? If everything's great on your side, but other people are going through their own personal shitstorm, and you're, you're unable to calm them down. How do you respond? How do you react? Let me see. Depriving yourself of happiness. Are you depriving yourself of happiness? Are you able to stay calm? Are you able to just, be yourself? Are you able to, be solid while other people around you are angry? We're talking like your family members. If you're living with them, how are you able to stay calm without getting into an argument or a fight with them? And again, that only happens if you're solid. We're going to talk about these things, and we're going to share with you some tools that can help you in the heat of the moment, so you're not participating in a negative fashion with the people who are hurting you. So again, what is this called? This is about living in grace when everything hits the fan. Living with grace through the storm. Or how are you navigating through your personal shitstorm? So, loving your work. We're going to discuss that. Again, if we have time for all this, because it is going to be an hour. But if we go a little longer, that's fine. But I really want to address some of these topics. And if it goes well, we're going to do another one and maybe even in person. This is definitely going to be on Zoom. Exploring and expressing your desires, your emotional desires, your spiritual desires, your physical desires, your financial desires, being authentic with what do you want to do in life? Why do we have these bucket lists? Why is it that we say, this is what we want to do? This is what I want to do before I die? Because life is fleeting. We lost one of our closest friends right before Thanksgiving, and it is painful, painful. So, I think this is an important time for us. Like when I was 45, 6 years ago, one of my close friends died on my birthday on December 19, and that year 3 other friends died. So, how do we show up for people when we're suffering? Is it important to show up for other people when we're suffering? We're going to talk about that. It's really hard to be there for other people when we feel like when our own cortisol levels are very high, when we feel like our needs are not being met. Who are you and what do you want in life? And are you good enough? We're going to talk about that. Are you good enough? Are you where you are right now in life? Is it good enough? That's important because I've been an acupuncturist now for 25 years, and this is a topic that's very important to discuss. Am I good enough? Do I always have to be in the state of how can I improve? How can I improve? When you're always in the state of I need to improve this, I need to improve this, I need to improve this, then you never feel like it's like chasing. It's like a rabbit, like you're in a hamster wheel, and you're trying to chase something that's elusive. It is so important to be happy with where you're at right now. So we're going to discuss that. And self-acceptance. Not necessarily in this order because we're going to be very fluid this Friday at 5 p.m. Usually when I do these types of meetings, they're on a weekend morning. But I think it would be very important for just an hour where we really discuss this. We discuss some of these topics. And even if it's just one topic, it's okay. So if you're interested, then text me at 619-341-4341. There is a charge, and I'll let you know what the rate is. When you text me, there's a significant discount if you've been with me for 10 or more treatments in 2024. And there is still a discount if you've been with me for less than 10 treatments in 2024. So it's 50% off if you've been with me for 10 or more treatments. So text me 619-341-4341. I'll send you the link. I'll send you exactly how much it is and what your discount is. If you've never been a patient, that is the full price. So it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. We're going to, I want it to be very supporting. It is going to be a very supporting group. And it's going to be, you don't have to talk, but you're welcome to if I open the forum. I hope that some of the advice that I will share in this support system will be very helpful for you. And for those of you who are trying to get pregnant, go to naturalpregnancyspecialists.com and click on information. It'll take you to a tour page. For those of you who are in need of personal wellness, physically, emotionally, mentally, go to elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com. Our office number is 949-305-1703. The text number is 619-341-4341. If we don't get back to you within 3 hours, text us again. It's going to be a lot of fun this Friday. It'll be an hour. And as soon as you pay, I'll send you the Zoom link. All right? All right. Take care. Have a great day and happy New Year.